hell. What's going on, guys? There's no one in the chat yet. Let's give a chance for people to get on. I didn't have a chance to, I didn't know what time I'd be able to get on, so I couldn't set a reminder thing to get people. Hello! I can see thumbs up. I can't see anyone in the chat though. Let's see what's going on. Good evening! What's going on? Guess where Rob is? I don't know. Where are you, Rob? There's 3 online. Evening, Paul. Evening, Tommy. Are we alright? Hello! So, I don't know why I always start shouting when everyone starts coming live. Rob's doing chocolate ice creams. So I couldn't set a schedule for tonight because I didn't know what time I'd be able to get on, but I wanted to get on as soon as possible, so I'm here. I've been looking forward to getting on all day. It was kind of a roller coaster. Thank you very much. I couldn't get on. Like I found this morning, it was Rob. I'm not putting myself under pressure anymore. I've done enough. Like when I started YouTube, I was telling Paul about this before. I had like really bad imposter syndrome when I first started YouTube, and I was like, this isn't for me. This is for like other people. And I thought, well, at what point can I successfully say, well, I can't have imposter syndrome if I get that big. And big fish lad Paul. Good evening, Rebecca. I watched your video last night. It was like I was really interested. Like obviously I'm a big Wallstad fan, or practitioner of Wallstad, but I totally agree with what you're saying. I find a lot of people make a lot of promises with the Wallstad method, and I just see it as a simple way of doing planted tanks. I don't believe that it's a magic. I'd love to sit down and just chat and pick your brains about it. As someone who's like obviously postgraduate in marine biology, like I'd like to actually know hard facts about the stuff I've learned from the book and stuff. I know Diana Wallstad's an ecologist, but I've heard some of the papers are sketchy. I've read the book and gone through all the papers, and I've read other articles and stuff like that, but even still, you know, I still feel like I could do with sitting down someone who understands marine biology at an academic level, excuse me, and ask questions about it and ask whether things are what is said in the book and stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, like I've always had this, like I always had this imposter syndrome when I started, and I was like, right, at what point am I not allowed to have imposter syndrome? If I get to a certain point on YouTube, what would it be? And I remember, like, obviously with Big Fish Lad, I checked this and I was like, well, he's got 1,000 subs and he's a real YouTuber. I can't get to that size and still have imposter syndrome. Like, I've built an audience by then, and I thought, well, he's got 1k, I'm going to go for 1k. And I've always had it in my head that, like, if I get to 1k, I can't have imposter syndrome anymore. It's just impossible to let myself have it. And so I've always had that goal in mind. And good evening, Gord. So, like, there's a massive pressures lifted, like self-imposed pressure, obviously, lifted off your shoulder today with that, and it was a roller coaster, if I'm honest, because it was like creeping up, and then it just stopped dead at about tea time. And then, evening, Lewis, are we okay? I was going to say that, yeah, like it just kind of stopped dead, and I was like, I put out a short, and normally my shorts start creeping up and then they'll fly. Kind of evening. Hi, Kim. Yeah, like for me, like I'm a little way off the the watch time hours to get monetized. And that was mainly because I had like an internet problem. Like I had 2 meg with Sky broadband, and it went down, and they wanted to charge me. Like I wanted like a faster broadband, because was the only way I had to upload. It was taking me all day to upload a 5-minute YouTube video, and I wanted to do bigger videos. I enjoy making bigger videos. I try and make the YouTube videos that I like watching. Like, so I think there's Adam. Good evening, Adam. So I think like I've started getting into watching shorts, and I really enjoy making shorts. And ironically, I love live streams. And if anyone remembers way back when, I loved live streaming. I don't think many people were live stream, or not the small. Like obviously, Corey's been smashing it for years, and there's a few channels, but there was no one like smaller I knew of at the time that was really doing. Bloody hell, the numbers are flying up here. So I started doing them as soon as I could. As soon as I hit the magic number, I started. But ironically, I've never really committed to that, because that's mainly because of I work really unsociable hours, which hopefully something might happen in the near future where I can commit to a lot more content. And one of my next goals is I want to try and get out of this little shed and build a purpose-built fish room, and obviously move this over. I've got a matching tank to this. I'd like to maybe get the goldfish in that, and then my wall start tank down the bottom here, I'd like to get that in there and get that on it. Yeah, I found my watch time's a bit, because I had that, like I think it was about 4 months I ended up doing, because I ended up binning Sky off, and my phone was still on 4G, so I couldn't upload videos off my phone. So I kind of had to wait a few months and get like a 5G phone and internet and house in one go. So now I'll never be able, well hopefully, like it'd be bizarre to lose 2 internet connections in one go. So I've got one in the house that's like, I think it uploads like a minute's worth of footage every minute. So like it was taking me like 6 hours, something stupid, to upload like a 5-minute video in the past. So hopefully I'm covered now, and obviously I can go live on this. And I think I'm on the house internet at the moment on this, and usually I get a bit of interference, but so I say there's a bit of a lag. So but every watch hour I pick up still adding up, and mathematically I'm on for, it's December. And definitely want to try and commit to some regular lives. I mean, I'd like to set up, I need to figure out StreamYard. One of the reasons why I shut these tanks down, they were grow tanks. One of the reasons why I shut them down is so I could kind of like do like a, because I used to have the live stream from the corner, and I was thinking that I could get my laptop out here, then I can set that up and run StreamYard and get like guests on and stuff properly. Yeah, I believe live streams getting new people to the channel. Yeah, I love live streaming. I love being able to talk. Like there's been evenings, I don't know whether Lewis is still in the chat, but there's been evenings when I first started the channel where me and Lewis would just sit here and chat for 2 hours. Like the camera was facing that way at the what's now the goldfish tank, and me and Lewis used to sit here. And I remember the Scout Scaper came on, and we were all having a banter. I think I only had about 60 subs at the time, but yeah, a lot of Sunday evenings I've spent live chatting to Lewis from Urban Exotics. So, but I do want to get like, I'd like to set up StreamYard and do like panels and get guests on and stuff. And I've just seen a, alright Keith, check. Right Joe, you okay? It's mad seeing so many people, like this is the most I've ever had on a live as well. Like, but as I say, it was surreal hitting the 1K to like it's been at the back of my mind so long. Well, it hasn't even been at the back of my mind. It's constantly there every time, and it was strange at tea time hitting 1,000 and not checking my studio. And I was thinking, why am I checking my studio? I've hit it because I've been on it for I think it was about 3 days, and it like I've a burst of subs. And the video I put out from Phil's Fish Room, everyone seems to love Phil's Fish Room. Like every time I put it out, I get loads of subs. And strangely enough, today, another one of my mates has just messaged me saying he's setting up a fish room. I think he said he's got like 30 2-foot tanks. I think it was 5 or 6 4-foot grow tanks, and then a rack. So that's cool. But I'd like to get a rack. Like I've really been getting into plecos lately. I don't know what it is. I haven't always owned them. I've owned them since I've moved from the old house here. Like the last house was like really Lake Tanganyika dominated. I had shell dwellers with Frontosa, I had Bashardi. Really? They've coloured up a lot. There's the fish room. Yeah. Vinovsky, good evening. I don't know what it is, but you just kind of. Do you ever have fish ever capture imagination, and all of a sudden you become like, oh, I need to do more with these fish. And I was thinking about like the likes of Glenn from GB Shrimp and Rob with his with the racking systems, and I was thinking I'd love to do something like that with plecos of like sand with maybe a bit of pea gravel. I'm not too clued up on how much they'd actually like a bit of that, but like caves and a few plants and stuff, and obviously a bit of wood in there. I'd love to do that and have a few, because I've got peppermints, I've got lavender mustards in here. Oh mate, it's upside down at the moment. I think we'll be meeting up soon anyway, won't we, Adam? But this room, it's a shed, and the shed's got to the end of its life, and it's like starting to show signs of needing replacing. The corners are starting to open up and stuff, so I'm a bit worried about getting it through the winter, to be honest. I might get some tarpaulin, cover it over, and then, because it's not the most expensive thing in the world, a bit of tarp, is it? And then I've got a ton of land at the back of the house. I'm thinking of, there's the remnants of an old pond on there. It's all concrete and breeze block, and if I get shut at that, that's another thing I wanted to say, Rebecca. I know I always go on about the Warstad method, but I actually do water changes on my Warstad method. I'm not one of these people who believes that just because I've called it an ecosystem that I believe it solves all the little problems in the world. Like, I obviously understand it's just a planted tank, and it's a simple way of setting up a planted tank. So I just wanted to get that out there because I find I was in all Warstad groups and forums and stuff, and then obviously the new wave of dated tanks have come out, and all of a sudden it can solve everyone's problems. But it would be from, like, I'd love to pick Rebecca's brain and say, well, I've heard this, but is it like, is there any, and you know what, Rebecca, see, so I think the main thing for me, like, is obviously I've done a lot of reading around Tom Barr's method of estimative index dosing, and I like to make sure that I'm ticking the boxes with estimative index dosing kind of thing, staying in them ballpark figures when I'm running. Wow. Are you doing a conference? Are you presenting at a conference? I've done one of them. How are you getting on with your thing, Rob? How are you getting on with your discus water changing? Wow. But I definitely... Did you watch my video, Rob? I think you did, didn't you, from Phil's Fish Room? Did you see the discus from Cheshire Oaks Discus on that? I'm trying to tuck me license and stuff. Them, I can't remember whether I done 25% daily, mate, and yes I did. Good man. I think the last time I went to Phil's, I think he just got them discus. And they hadn't coloured up, they were still like juveniles, you know, like the grey colour with the kind of zebra patterning. Wow. I used to do it with the tank that's behind me now. It's an old dual record 96, and I used to have discus, like a breeding pair of discus in that tank. I bought 6, grew them out, and no tell a lie, I bought 4. Grew them out, got a pair, and had them in this tank. And the only place they lay is on the side of the Econ internal sponge filter, internal filter. But that's the only place I could get them to lay in the tank. I put these things in, breeding cones. I put a load of them in, they'd never go near them. But I was doing... Good evening, Mr. G. But now I've got people in the chat, like, I just want to thank everyone for the support, helping me. Like, it's been a massive slog pushing for the this 1K. Like, I think I was talking to Rob and Glenn, and I looked and I was at like 850, and I was thinking to myself, this is actually achievable now. I've got 850 subs. I only need under 150, and I think that was that like the end of July, Rob, and I started pushing. And then more and more people started pushing the channel for me. Paul Big Fish Lad's been absolutely phenomenal with... It sounded like Joey Mullen then, didn't I? I don't know where that comes. He's just pushed it constantly. End of July it was, wasn't it? And like, it's kind of... Because I got to 210 at the end of the first year. Like, I went from nothing. Paul was pushing me, and he made that video share before. But Big Fish Lad with me first sub. I think it was it when you done the video size fish room, and I was like, I want to do YouTube. I'd love to. I've done my own. I've talked about this a few times, but I've done my own like goldfish. But it was more to share with the likes of Coco's Goldfish Forum, where I could like just copy and paste the hyperlink or whatever you call it into Coco, so they could watch me stuff. Because there was like Jenny from Solid Gold, and there was Tithera, is it, from Mountain Goldfish, like goldfish channels that existed way back when, and they had like amazing channels. But I wanted to share my stuff, like my pond build. It's gone now, you know, Rebecca. I absolutely loved it. I was a moderator on there. I learned so much stuff. I found Coco's when I first found YouTube, and I was kind of jumping between watching Joey, Dustin, who else was I watching back then? Yeah, Tithera. Like, it's like, I'm sure I was a mod when she was a mod. Good evening, Jeff. It's the gaffers in the chat. What was I going to say then? I've got about 3 loose ends to tie up. So, thank you, Jeff. You, I don't know why I always shout, like, the camera's like 2 foot away from me. Jeff, you're not far as well. You're flying up, aren't you? I could imagine you being in the 4 figures in a not too distant future. I'm Rebecca. I'm sure Dustin used to be bigger than Joey. I'm pretty sure of it when he had that 220 gallon tank with the Crennan Natans in. Actually, he didn't even have it in there at the time. He had that in a 55, and it was only a little, looked like a Crennan Calmastratum. Good evening. But he started, I think Dustin started the year before, and then I found Joey, I think, like, when I first moved into this house. No, he doesn't do the same long form content he used to. Like, I used to love watching Dustin, and obviously he's obsessed with his business, isn't he? He's like, when I say obviously a healthy business obsession. Okay, Chris, do the little laugh scheme. Wasn't it George Farmer, was it? Joking. I reckon you'll be at 1k, Jeff, in about 7 years. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. G. Oh, mate, it's been an emotional rollercoaster. I was telling everyone before, like, I said to myself, at what point am I no longer allowed to have imposter syndrome? And I said, it's got to be 1k. I've got to draw a line under it. I've got to say, right, this is it. Like, I'm a content creator now, a real one. I'm not trying to make it anymore. Now, remember him? He used to put his hands together. Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, I used to think he looked like Eminem when he was younger, but I was watching all them back then, and I started making content. And the irony is Joey was still in his basement. I built a big concrete pond, which was probably a similar size to Joey's concrete pond. And I bought this tank, that tank, and then I've got another 2, and I just finished one. I think it was my first year of uni or my second, and in the summer break I'd worked, so I still had all my student loan sat in the bank, and I was going to build a fish room with it. I haven't watched Joey in 3 years. Get Jeff to 1k. I was talking to Paul about it, and there's quite a few people that are nearly there, and now I've put all that effort into. I've crossed the line. There's a few channels I want to try and help push. No, I think Joey comes into his own when he's doing his. He comes into his own when he's doing his DIY stuff. Like, I don't know anyone who can do that. And there was a video that he dropped the other night where he had his black diamond stingrays, and he bought a tank for it. And that took me back when, and I was getting all memories of not just Joey's, but like obviously like the Dustin and Jenny from Solid Gold. She was about then, and I'm trying to think there was a Peach of a YouTube channel. Good luck trying to make tanks, guys. I've resealed tanks, but I've never built one. I'd love to have a go. You know, I'm quite at that band with me hand, but I think it'd only be like a 12 litre. I think I'd have to start off small, but then I love it. So if anyone doesn't know, like, Joey Mullen goes on Rob's Live. There was, so like every now and again I'll get in from work and I'll pop on. I need to reseal 160 litre tank. I don't know if American tanks are built, I assume they are, but it's pretty simple. But I'm saying that, but I'm a window cleaner, so I know how to clean glass really well. So, or I was a window cleaner years ago. But you just have to run a blade around the internal seals. I don't know, unless it's unless it's the silicone that joins the painted glass, and then you have to take it all. You have to literally take the whole thing and clean it all with acetone. But if it's just the internal seals that need redoing, you just run a Stanley knife down it, or a razor blade, whatever you call it in the States. Make sure the glass is immaculate, and then clean it all with acetone, and then see, I think the reason why a lot of people, looks easy, but that's serious skill. I mean, I reckon I could get a tank together. I don't. Yeah. I've I've got one with me window cleaning gear. I put a short out and posted on, I think it was on Facebook. I think it got about 20,000 views or something stupid. It was just me with a squeegee cleaning the glass. But some of the techniques I've used for cleaning windows, I don't know, like some of the chemicals I've used, I don't know what it do to the silicone on a tank. That was the song I had on the video. But what was I going to say there? I bought these 5 goldfish, didn't I? It was something I wanted to. And they had flukes or something, but I've treated them with, I don't know where it's gone, like all my floors full of. I've treated them and it's sorted it by the looks of it. Tarmac since I was 16, 32 years. But that's the skill, isn't it? Making complex stuff. That's it. Treated with that, I think it was. There's another issue around. I treated it with that and it looks like it's cleared up. Yeah, I totally agree. She started back up, didn't she? Evening, Dan, how are we? Yeah, so thank you very much. And this is the biggest live I've ever done. She came back on, didn't she, for a little while, and then she started making videos. I can't remember when it was, but I remember it popping up and I got really excited. And I thought, even Arnold, but there was, Jenny was amazing, like yeah, cheers Arnold. It's been a roller coaster of a day. I'm hoping I need to commit to doing some proper live streaming. I need to set up. Cheers Dan. Dan's one of the. There's Dan, Jeff, there's Arnold, there's so many channels. Dave from Horizon. Glenn's not far off, is he? I think he was at 755 before. There's so many channels. And we're all like just there. I'd love to see Jenny come back. Like, I remember her getting the butterfly telescope. I'm sure she was on Coco's Goldfish forum for a bit. The ironic thing is, Rob, like your channel's flying, so I was thinking I bet your Rob's gonna beat me to 1,000 here when I was at like 850. And every time I look, Rob would have another 10 subs and I'd have one. She was on something. I remember getting so excited about she got that the pool she had, the insect pool, that's where I got the idea from, and obviously this summer I had planted tank. I threw a load of plants in it and then I got splitting it and the water's like all over the place. Slow down, mate. Do you know what I've noticed, Rob? When you get them 4-hour ones, like the amount of views you get on them, I've noticed every time you got a 4-hour live, the amount of views on it is insane. But that's what I was saying. I just remember, like, every time I get in from work and Rob's live, I'll jump on, say hello to him, and he's just casually chatting to Joey Mullen, and it just tickles me, the fact that Rob is just like cleaning his fish tank, just chatting away casually. Yeah, Joey, look at this. Like the amount of people who were just like in his chat trying to talk. 17. The thing is though, Rob, is like at the moment, like some of your content's like some of my favourite content. Like how many hours a week of my spare time do I sit watching your content? Like I've never come across a stream like Rob's where he just sits there, puts the camera on his tank, he chats away to everyone in the chat. What the hell? It does, like, but that's what I was trying to say. I want to do like some guest stuff. I want to try and figure out how to do StreamYard. I'm trying to. I know you do, Rob, and that's, to be honest, I think that's why so many people are responding to you, because you're just there with your fish tanks, just doing what you'd be doing anyway, and you're just chatting away to people. I've been on so many live streams over the years where people are like, I'm not responding to chat and stuff, and they just talk, but it's alright for them to go off topic, but they just don't respond to the chat and stuff. And I think people just want to see, especially with like the way I see fish keeping, we're all here because we're into fish keeping. We're not here to see anyone, you know, in particular. I think we're all here for all of the fish, and that's it, yeah. I totally agree, Rob, and I've said to you since you started, like, I think your channel's going to absolutely fly. I think, like, I say to people when I'm chatting, oh, I love Rob's live. Rob's such a top guy, and everyone says me too, mate. Like, yeah. As I say, I want to try and do like a, what you call it, one, Geordie Scaper, Rescaper. I like Geordie Scaper, I'll be honest. Like, I've got one of his t-shirts, like the Create Nature one. I like his channel. I'm in a people will try my best. No, but the wife said I need this. I hope you do, Rob, because like the community loves you. Sorry, how do I get the chat back up? I hate the way Keith, my new rack is all but finished, mate. Nice one, Jeff. I really, as I say, I've got like 3 conversations in my head I'm trying to get out off my chest. No, do you know what? I was talking to, I went down a Palazzo Biomaster rabbit hole. I really want to try them canister filters, and Rob's got one which kind of made me a little maybe a little I've got my all pond solutions on here. I've never tried I've Only ever had an Eheim one, but I'd like to get a rack set up for Instagram avenues. Do you know there was a guy who came from Adam's channel sub to me today, and I don't know what it was about it, but I thought I'm going to go and check that channel out. And I went on, and I think he's got about 500 subs, but his content like looks like he's got 100k subs. Like his content looks amazing, and I was like, wow, MS Aquascapes. No, although MS's boss, it wasn't MS, it was, what was his name? I'll share it I'll share his channel. Is MS only small? I thought MS was like 2,500 subs. I honestly thought he had a big channel. Hello. Everyone's saying hello, and I'm like, if I said hello to everyone, if I haven't said hello, I apologise. But as I say, I'm saying to Jeff, like, I want to get some racks and do plecos. We like, everyone loves your channel. We love your lives, definitely, Rob. My channel was one of the first. I think Rebecca's channel appeals to me because, like, obviously I've got a degree, and I think when I'd done my degree about halfway through, I kind of like thought, I think it was about 3/4 of the way through, I thought I should have done a marine biology degree, and I thought I really regretted not doing it, but I thought I'm at the point now where I'm at no return. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed the biology side of it, but it's I hate the way this does it. Like, try what am I doing? Rob, can you share some? Can you share some of the other guys' links in the comments? Thank you very much. I've never seen so many people in the in the chat. It's flying. Kind of wish it was the same as. Kind of wish it was like when it's in vertical, it just stays on the screen. When it's horizontal, it literally stays on for about 3 seconds and it goes off, and then you just catch like a bit of what someone said. You get about halfway through reading a lot of it and it starts fading. Cheers, Rob. Oh. What got me into fishes? What got me into like, I think the first thing was I used to love going, like, there's a beach about 300 yards that way, and I used to love going crabbing and rock pooling and stuff. And there was a lady in our street who had, and this will probably probably explain a few things for a few people, but she had a pond with tadpoles in, and then but it was like 2 ponds, and it was connected through, I think it was like 4-inch viscous clay pipe, and she had the bog filter, and I always used to find it fascinating that this pond was filtered by these plants. So I probably explains a lot, but like, I used to have, you know, the veg tray out of a fridge. I remember someone was throwing a veg tray out of a fridge. Oh, they'd thrown the fridge out, and I got the veg tray, and I used to keep, every summer, I'd get it and I'd keep tadpoles in it. My stepdad would take me all around the local pond, so we found some frog spawn, and I used to raise it every summer. And then the next time a skip turned up in our road, someone had thrown an old lino out the kitchen, and I got it, and it was probably about 20 foot by 15 maybe, something like that, and run home with it, dug a big hole in the back garden, threw it in, filled it up with water, and I went round cleaning cars and got enough money to go to Andy's Aquatics. No, it wasn't. My nan took me to get the fish. I had frog spawn in it first, and then I had tadpoles in it, and my nan took me to Andy's and bought me a little, remember the plastic vivariums that they used to have, like the plastic bibs with the like lids with the, had like a feeding hatch on. I don't know if they still sell them anymore, but they always used to have pictures of goldfish on them, and they're probably about 10-12 litres. Well, I had that, and in the end the goldfish went in the pond, and I used to wash cars to go and buy food and stuff. And here's one for you guys, talking about tadpoles. Like, me and my missus were watching something the other night, and she was like, can we keep tadpoles? And I thought to myself, well, I don't see why not. Can we, Rob, can you share Spider Lady, Kim's, if you haven't already, please, bud? I've just seen a load of links go up on the screen. I don't know who's gone up, but I'm trying to think. The lights are going down on this now, and this, but these are really dark. I love the way the camera balances it. Jaws on a string back in the day. I'm just wondering, is there any type of frog spawn like that I could keep? There's Phil's fish room. Rob, can you do me a favour? Phil's fish room's just come in. Can you, normal frog spawn, you can keep. Yeah, I was thinking of something a bit fancier, something like, I don't know. Can you pop Phil's link in? Guys, can everyone go and, because everyone loves me doing content on Phil's fish. Every time I go to Phil's, I get about 15 subs out of it. I think most of the subs I got to get over the 1k. So can everyone, Rob's going to be fuming at me, go and do this, Phil. But, yeah, everyone go and sub to Phil, and Phil can start showing you what is going on. I was going to ask Phil if Black Widow catapults. Do you know, right, I'm going to go off topic. So, where the woman lived, I'll try and wedge it loosely into topic. Where the woman with the pond lived, over the road. Guys, everyone go and sub to Phil and like pester him to put videos out. And guys, does anyone in the chat know Kashi's Koi? I don't think there's any big. But just say if anyone knows Kashi's Koi, it's Phil's brother. But yeah, where the woman lived, there was a guy over the road, and my cousin had a Black Widow like catapult, like Steve's talking. I remember him firing up in the air, and it kind of just like went all gangly, and he fired the 2p and it went straight through the the front door of some guy's house. And apparently the guy was stood in the kitchen, and the 2p hit his cooker in the kitchen, which is like 20 foot away from the front door. I'll never forget that. But the Black Widows, they were on like the armbar on, weren't they? I'm getting loads of notifications for Corvus Oscar. Does anyone watch Corvus Oscar here? Just out of curiosity. The good old days, oh yeah. Some of the there's oh god. Really? Let me put the light back on, guys. There it is. It feels strange not having light on my fish tank. I mean, you can see my bottom, that's unfortunate. I didn't realise how similar, like in general, them geophagus. I didn't realise how similar geophagus' behaviour are to frontosa. But do you know, I'm sure we used to have a bike shop about half a mile that way, right next to AA Baits, which is apparently it's like the top shop in the country, wholesaler for premium fish meal. I think they sell like salmon and stuff. My shrimp? Are we talking about my shrimp? Sorry, I've never seen a chat going this fast. It's only me and Lewis in the chat, isn't it? Funny. Do you know, right, this, I'll be honest, this is from when I was 16, and until lockdown I had the same haircut I had. Oh, Miles are, they've grown out well, like Miles are massive now, Miles are bigger than mine, and then my reds, I've got, the reds are, I think I've got about 30 maybe in the juveniles, they're getting quite big. But the blues, the blue dream shrimp or blue diamond, whatever they were, I ended up getting, like, there's absolutely tons of them in there. The tank's absolutely packed with duckweed. I need to get in. Is it duckweed? No, it's not duckweed, it's palmwort. I need to get in there and get some of that out. The whole tank's full of it, and you can see them all like pecking between it. And I've got some massive chocolate rose down there. I put some red in, some red males, see if I can get, because there was 3 chocolate rose females, they must be about that big. I'm not even there. You have to dual cichlids. I'm flying. And me secret project in the house, which isn't that secret. My green jades, I've got shrimplets off my green jades. They look quite yellow. I'm hoping they darken up as they get bigger. The blues. Do you know, I think if I was to do anything with Rob will put me right, but was it, I think it was Chocolate Rose will throw Bloody Mary and Blue Dream, I think it was, or something like along that line. And I'd love to start there. It's hit and miss with green jay, some yellows, some browns, some nice green. Yeah. Wow, it's flying, this chat. Yeah, I've promised Mal I'll send him some green jades when I get some decent triplets out of them and they've grown out. I promised Mal I'd send him some, and I will do, yeah. I don't know why not. Sorry mate, just had to feed my marine tank. What are you keeping in your marine tank, Arnold? Has Mark Shelley got some, has he? The, what's his name? Garden of red belly pikefish down. I mean, I probably could if I spoke nicely to Glenn. Let's get Garden of Eden, yeah. I was looking at his green jades and they've got like the yellow bar, like. There's Glenage. talk of the man with the moustache and the beard, and he shall arrive. Someone literally just asked me about selling shrimp through you. And basically said, you know, if I asked you, probably wouldn't say no, or, you know. How are we, Glenn? Can't say this. Was watching Classic. Yeah, do you remember? I remember, like, when he first popped up on the scene, it was just like this guy in his garden. He was like, yeah, these are me shrimp. And he just had like 15 IBC tanks full of shrimp. The mad thing is, like, years ago, I was talking to Andy's Aquatics about breeding goldfish. And he was saying, get them IBCs and cut them down. Grandad. I've never got round to doing that though with the RBCs. I think at the time I was thinking about breeding. His wife Shelby seems to be into shrimp too, so that's a massive help. She did, and the thing is, everyone talks about Luke Scoldies like he's the man who did it all, but there was Jenny, there was Tidera. I don't even know if I've ever seen Butterfly Telescope in America, but I remember back then when Coco's first kicked off, I remember like the likes of the Ranchu and the Randa over here were completely different shaped fish. Everyone, I've seen a few going from Wharf. Yeah, I remember you couldn't get. I couldn't find Ranchu. I could find lionheads. I could never find Ranchu. Side view versus top view Ranchu. I was looking at the top view Ranchu from Star Fisheries. They were absolutely on Saltide Ranchu. I think they were there. I'm talking about goldfish. Was it Newly Pets? They just followed me on TikTok. And then we've got one lad that I try and promote all the time is Adam Lucky's Ranchu. Japanese Ranchu group in the UK seems difficult to reach. Yeah, I think Lucky's Ranchu, he's cracking at breeding. Alright, big lad. What's going on here? I'm getting notifications. Are you a fan of Luke's Goldfish? I'm not sure, but very good at everything. I like Luke. I think he's like an amazing content creator. I think I enjoy his content, and he seems to share a lot of the old school advice and stuff, which is always it's refreshing, isn't it? And then in the UK we've got it was Aquatic Elements. What was it? Because I was talking to Big Fish Lad. I like hearing about the different goldfish culture from so the sun can set up. A lot of there's a guy, I can't remember his name. It was a Keith. Obviously, I'm Keith, but there was a guy. It was a Keith Mullen, I think, or something like that. And he done like the Japanese way of. He never done. He just and Luke was doing it where you'd have 2 tubs, and you literally just take all your fish out, put it in the other one, and put the air filter in, just like 100% drainer each day, and that's how we did. But these, says anyone been to Aqua? I haven't been. It's one of the things I keep meaning to let Andy's Aquatics know about, because they asked me if there was anything. Loads of people used to do it, I'd seen, or shallow outside ponds even. Yeah, I worry about shallow with my water parameters, because the KH is quite low in my water. I think it was the KH, but yeah, it must be because it's all salt water. I seen a lad who's a local aquascaper comment on Horizon with it, but Andy's asked me to let him know if there was anything upcoming, trade events or anything that. I think culture is very hard work. Yeah, I think the sensitive to pH swings, aren't they? I used to get a lot of pH burn on. Yeah, but what they don't realise is, like, you've got the likes of me who was into marine for ages and then just got fed up of spending a fortune and wasn't getting, like Rob, Mr. Fishbird there, setting up a marine tank, a discus tank, and I remember being stood in the fish shop and there was a guy buying a breeding colony of checkerboards. Like, he bought 6 juvies to grow out to get a pair. And I remember standing there with a bucket of D&D aquarium salt, and I had magnesium, calcium, alkalinity, rophos, activated carbon, and I was thinking, I've literally bought all this stuff that's cost more money than him buying 6 discus, and I'm not getting any joy out of it. It's literally just water change material. And that was it then. I thought, you know what, I'm done. Actually, if I'm completely honest with you, I got to about the 2-year mark with my tank, and the tank crashed, and I just couldn't be bothered setting it back up. I thought, that's it, I'm done. Like, I was going up to Bearsco, which is probably about an hour away, and probably spending about £100 on coral. I was like the size of my fingernail, and I grew them out to like Montiporas, the size of my hand, or Montiporas, however you want to pronounce it, and Silipore, all them sort of hard stony corals. Good evening. And I grew them all out, and the tank crashed. They all just like white tissue necrosis or whatever it's called, NTN, and they just stripped. And I just thought, and that was it then. I just burned it off. Well, that's done, isn't it? And then I got into, I've told a couple of people about this. I was reading Practical Fish Keeping magazine article about the freshwater reefs of Lake Tanganyika, and I thought, that's it, I'm hooked. So I set the tank up, and it's all on my Instagram from when I started. With the Lake Tanganyika tank, I wanted these multis, and I ended up, by the way, that's what I was saying when I've got the fish, the goldfish treated them, and then I got the, what was it? Evening, Si's in the chat as well. I've got some local guys in the chat. Shut it down and use it for zebra plecos. Oh, mate. Have you got the zebras, or are you buying some ones that I'm thinking? I'm absolutely buzzing, Si. Maya was trade only, but had to send it. Do you know when Si set his, I got 60 of it, wow. I don't think he has. I don't know whether it's a bit steep. I mean, locally to me, zebras weren't that expensive. But then I'm probably talking juveniles, and Dylan's probably selling adults, so we changed it for last year. Yeah, Dylan's DJ Aquatics. I'm gutted he's shutting his stuff down, because I remember Big Fish Lad Paul shared his one of his videos. It was at the beginning of the year, and even his first videos were flying, and I watched them, and I think it was one where the secret fish room one. And I thought, this guy's a natural on YouTube, he's got some amazing fish, and I thought he was just going to go flying past me. And I'm really gutted he's shutting his fish room down, to be honest, because I think he'd do really well, and I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed his content. Yeah, I wish I was in a situation where I could talk and just stay at it. To be fair, how many times have I been on this channel and, you know, we've been told that the lecky's about to go through the roof, and I've bottled it and gone right and selling all my fish. This was set up as a blackwater with Manica Peru. I had L333s in there. I had neon tetras. I love neon tetras in a blackwater tank. I had this, it wasn't this tank, it was this one with 7 stripe. These are Burundi Fontosa. And I had Kigoma, or however it's pronounced, the 7 stripe ones, which I can't find them anywhere now. Like, that was the first fish I was gonna. But I like Burundi. I've had Burundi. I had them for about, I think they got up to about breeding size, and then I had to move, so I had to sell them. But it is what it is, isn't it? I've got these now, and these aren't going anywhere. But as I say, like, I get where Dylan's coming from, because I just got everything I wanted. Didn't I have a Randon and Ranchu as well in here? Or were they outside? And I bottled it, sold everything. I went cold water, and then got the letter off the government saying, oh no, like, it's only businesses that'll be paying a full rate. Domestic's capped. And by that time all my fish had gone, so I was fuming about that. But yeah, it is what it is now. I think I enjoyed that little stint with goldfish, and then that was just before the internet went off, and then I came back, and obviously I started posting videos, and not many people were watching, to be honest. Paul's always like supported the channel, and then I was doing breeding videos, wasn't I? I think I'd been up to Premier, which is another shop I'd love to get up to, and yeah, Premier's another massive, like, every time I catch Stay in the morning, when he used to do his morning unboxing videos, I used to catch them, I'd always see something, and it was like, one morning, it was about 8-9 o'clock in the morning, I had a breeding plate of blues, so I was shot up there. I need to go to few people tagged me in something they were stocking. He's just had a load of like really nice. That's like it's really. I know the Northwest's flying, but the fact that oh yeah, Amazon. So Steve from Premier's just had his he's just revamped the shop, hasn't he? And he's just got some like amazing fish in. And the other Steve Whittle, he's nearly there by the looks of it, and like I'm really excited because both shops, like Premier's like flying, isn't it? It's been flying for a few years now, and Whittle Aquatics, it's just, oh, it's like looking at it, it's setting a standard. You know, there's about 4 or 5 shops on the Whittle like I really want to push and support, and as the channel grows, like obviously I've been to Paul's, haven't I, and then done that video with Paul's shop. I really enjoy Paul's shop. It's like a little how do I explain it? There's a guy, and if anyone's interested, like it's like a little boutique. Thank you very much. It's like a little boutique. It's kind of like an aquascaping type affair, and it really reminds me of Paul's shop. And then when I was on the way back from there, I'm sure Steve dropped his thing, his first mention of Whittle, and then I can't remember the first, and then was it? I remember speaking to Andy's, but there's 4, like off the top of my head, I think there's 4 on the Whittle that I really want to push. I can't think of there's Waterwell, but that's over the other side. I think there's 4 shops that like, there's Andy's, there's Steve obviously, and then there's Paul's shop like that, and then there's something fishy where Adam went, and like I really want to try and like promote these guys, because like they've all been brilliant to me in the past. Obviously Andy brought me up fish keeping, so it was him I like packed his head for years, and Steve, who's starting Whittle, I absolutely love his. I think I got to know him through one of the local Facebook groups. I don't know whether it was before he had he set up his fish room or fish house, however it's defined. But I remember chatting away to him, and like he was, I think I was just starting to put this room together, and he was like inboxing me, sharing me loads of defo more interviews with local fish shop owners. The problem with fish shop owners, as what was it? Who was it? Was it J? I think it was J&K or Aquatic when I was talking to their supplier. He said the problem with, because I said I remember Chester Zoo, yeah. I'm sure it was Aquatics, and their rep said the problem, because I said every person who owns a fish shop should be on YouTube and Facebook, and Steve Chester smashes it, doesn't he? But the rep said, you know what the problem is most people who were into fish keeping are introverts, and I thought that's quite true, that actually most of the people I know. Sorry, I've never had my chat's never been so busy in my life. His website. Where's he gone? I'm seeing deleted chats and everything. But yeah, absolutely. Good evening. What was I going to say then? I think I'm all caught up with what I was saying now. Have I left any loose ends with, because I had about 3 different. Don't forget to hit the like, folks. Not 17 like that. Just had full grown female Oscar jump out of the tank, scared the living daylights out of me. Oh, is it alright, Arnold? That big old fish, aren't the Oscars? I'm all caught up with chat now, aren't I? And I had about 3 conversations going on. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's like 4 on the wheel that. What day did you use when you started your All-Star tank? Let's have a look at this. I'm thinking of combining 2 large tanks into one really big tank, so I want to set it up better than just sand. Well, it depends. For me, it depends what you want to do. Let me just, everyone tells you straight away to use dirt. And what sort of plants do you want to grow? Because if you want to grow stems, like in my opinion, you're better off with just, because like stems will feed out the water column. So you're better off, like if I want to grow stems, I just plant them in sand and just dose with ferts. But Adam, when I was talking to Adam the other on his live, he was talking about, I hate stems. Stems, they're so hard to keep going long term, I think, especially if you're not running CO2. And as George Farmer said, well, so, but dirt, if Adam was mentioned pond stuff, any decent shops in Liverpool, Runcorn Way, had a couple with them. So I think didn't I mention a few shops? Was it Lister Drive and something else? Keith and Ludwiggy is still flying me. Ludwiggy, I love living the field successfully, but had it in with CO2 and maybe without. Keep forgetting to dose the tanks. See, that's my problem. The tank I've got in the living room I was dosing, and then I'd forget, and then hair algae kicked off, and then blackbeard algae kicked off. So that's going back to the dirt. Adam was talking about pond soil, wasn't he? And he mentioned compost, and I was like, don't touch compost. The reason why, I'm going to go on a big tangent now. So if you look at the Wallstar method book, like, I hate using the term Wallstar method. The book's called The Ecology of the Planted Aquarium. It's about planted aquariums. It's not about not doing water changes and all this, that and the other. It's not going to solve fish keeping problems that you still need. It's still confined to the same problems we all have. I honestly don't get stem plants because they grow up leaving low stems bare. See, that's the problem. All these people who set up Wallstar tanks or dirted tanks and then put stems in, I'm like, it's going to be bare. Where's the aquatic size that in Liverpool? The aquatic warehouse. I think that's over in Liverpool. That looks quite big, that. So, in the book, The Ecology of the Planted Aquarium, she recommends using Wallstar with and without fert should be spoken about as different things in my opinion. Both the ones with liquid fert do so much better. Yeah. So for me, it's when you read the book, like you get your dirt in there, and basically what she's saying in the book is, and Rebecca's in the chat, she can tell me if I'm wrong. But when you put these soils and stuff underwater, the lack of oxygen and stuff, it creates an environment where like all the nutrients expelled. It says in the book over like an 8-week period, and then obviously the soil's got a cation exchange capacity, meaning it'll absorb it. It acts like a sponge and pulls some of the nutrients in, and that's why like that's why they recommend loads of water change in the first few weeks to get these excess nutrients out. And then what you're doing is you're creating a mild, basically aquatic humus like pond soil, which has already had all the macronutrients removed. And then you feed in, you know, like the mulm breaking down is your macronutrients, or as they say on birds, your trace elements, and then you've got like your phosphate and your nitrates are coming from your fish food basically. That's, I don't know, I can't see if I've got any fish food, but basically that's how you fertilise it. So with me, that's the soil I always use either a loam, an organic loam, or an organic topsoil or potting soil basically. Something that hasn't got loads of nutrients in it, because ideally you want to pull most of them out. And it's similar with like that, you know, when you look at root tabs and stuff like that, they're mainly micronutrients. And then on top of that, I mainly use, and the book also recommends, heavy root feeding plants, right? Yeah, that's a good point. There's a big section on the book about redox, isn't there, in the soils and stuff. So kind of baffles me when people say use 2 inches of. Any tips for growing seaweed? I've never kept seaweed. I don't think. I'm trying to think of an occasion. It's just algae, isn't it? Or am I lying? I mean, I've got a beach 300 yards from me, so if I need seaweed, I tend to go there and get some. Jesus, I can't believe how long I've been alive. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, so when you see these people with and they're like, use. I love seaweed. Just saying, macroalgae seen unexplored and marine. Do you know, it's funny you should say that. 2 inches of sand restricts oxygen to the roots, hence gravel. Yeah, but like that, lives fly when you're enjoying them, Keith. Do you know what? Like, I know that's what I was going to say. Going right round the world to. I was saying that just started my channel back up, and I was starting to do breeding videos, and I'd done a wallstad video, didn't I, by accident, for like a wallstad hack about duckweed, and was it duckweed, or it was about floating plants, and that blew up. It got like, I think I was getting about 50 views per video, and the first night it went out, got like 1,500 views, and I got about 50 subs off it, and then the next day I got another 1,500 views, and I put my next video out, and both of them were flying. But fishes are going to work, but dirt itself will be fine as long as it's soft. Yeah. And then, but like obviously, because it gone off such a big audio, I was just getting negative comments off everyone. Like, probably about 95% negative comments because I didn't know anyone. But good evening, FM. And then it was then that I bumped into Jeff. Yeah, and do you know what, Rebecca? All my videos we were putting out were saying, no, this is what the ecology of the Atlantic Aquarium saying. And this is the, you know, I know it's a misnomer saying the wallstad method. And a lot of it, I was trying to talk about the process, what like the processes that go on. You know, instead of focusing on nitrogen cycling, you know, focusing on nutrient cycling, where the waste's going in, it's being broken down by archaea, mycelium, bacteria, and it's releasing macronutrients and micronutrients, and the plants are absorbing them. And people are like, no, you're wrong. And it just evolved into this big thing where everyone was telling me I was wrong. And people were saying, well, can you prove it? And I was like, well, page, I don't know, say like page 132, paragraph 4. It says it there. Long time no see, work has been manic, so we need to get back on it. FM. Do you know what, like, I've got this like completely different feeling towards YouTube today. Like, I just feel so much caught, like there's no pressure anymore, and I just keep thinking to myself, I just can't wait to make content now. I've been invited somewhere and I'm really excited to get there, and I feel like I'm going to be really relaxed and really absorb the experience, and I'll be thinking about like all you guys. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I'll just go there and be like, I can't wait to show everyone who watches my channel the video. It's painful, I think, you know, getting in, even in Facebook groups that people posting the disease, and some say keep X title clear and we'll solve it. It's just a planted tank. It doesn't, you know, my way, I've always tried to explain it as long as I can. You know, you've got Takashi Amano's style, you've got Tom Barr's style of keeping planted tanks, and you've got Dana Warstad's book, and all three methods tie into each other. They use the same underlying principles, and all of a sudden you've got this other thing over there that'll, like, this other solves everything, and it just won't. Like, I've been mods on forums and Facebook groups for far too long to be able to say, yeah, like, this thing, that's great, so we'll be posting more. Yeah, definitely. How am I everyone saying hello to Rob? What's he up to? Hello, yeah, something catches my eye chatting and I lose my train of thought. Excuse me. Hey Stubbsy, good evening Stubbsy. How's the discus, Arnold? Thanks, cheers Stubbsy lad. But that's where I was saying, Jeff invited me on his live stream, and obviously I got to know a few people, didn't I, through that, and that's what started getting me an audience, like a real core audience of people who watched all my videos and supported me. I think I can't remember how many subs I had then, but that's kind of, it's been the snowball kind of thing that's started growing my channel. It's like, that's where the core audience has come from. I think like Big Fish Lab Paul shared my content early on, and all there was a few subs that have stuck with me since then. There was a guy who was like, and then after, I think it was just after I'd been on a couple of Jeff's live streams, I was doing remember me shrimp? Was it me shrimp for profit? And I was like, right, I need to do a bit of research, and I went to Facebook and I found the group, and I was like, hang on a minute, I think it was like Aquatic Fanatics, it was, or something like that, and the name was like, that's similar to mine, so I went on that group, and that's where I met Glenn and Rob. I remember Rob showing me the racks that obviously everyone's seen as racks now. That's testing waters. It's like a bloody science project. Do you know what bugs me? Good evening, Melvin. Do you know what bugs me about test kits? Is there isn't enough different. I think only Rebecca's gonna go, yeah. There isn't enough different data points on a test kit to get a Gaussian out of doing your tests. It's just like one, like it'll be like 0, 1, 2, 5, 10, 20. So you can't get a nice Gaussian out of your data. Colour vision for tests, questionable. Yeah. Good evening, Melvin. I remember walking up to a vision specialist in uni and saying, I think what some people see as orange and some people see as red. No, what some people see as red, I see as orange. Yeah, that's what I walked up to this vision specialist and I was like, so I think what I see as red is sometimes orange, and she was like, well, yeah, that women can be tetra. That's what I was asking, and I was like, can I see this extra? Have I got this? Can I do this? And the vision specialist said no, or the expert. It's like, no, it's only women who can do that. And I was like, but I can differentiate between oranges and reds that other people can't. But anyway, so I mean, so if you can, well, you'd have at least 2 X chromosomes. Well, that would be strange, wouldn't it? How do you know you're ginger? Colour blindness is more common in men. Oh, I didn't know that. Jesus. People are getting terrorised in the chat here. Oh. Yeah. I'm biting my lip. Well, what do you mean? Just move some. Just move some fish to the new one. The goldfish, is it, Stubbsy? How big is the indoor? Is this Stubbsy's pond we're talking about? $300 gallons. What's that in litres? Can someone put that in the fish farm for me? See how big 300 gallons is? What's that? So it's not 1,000 litres. Damn. 1350. Glenn's just done it. Wow. I think like chat's messing around. Quick maths. See that's what were we chatting about? My Brian never hatched for the first time in my fish keeping. Did you, what happened, Rob? Have you figured it out? It's a lot bigger than my biggest aquarium. It's 125. That's 125 gallons is. What's that in litres? Is exactly the same, mate. Did you have a new tin of brine or something? I remember getting a good batch of brine shrimp, and then luckily I'd ordered some off Stay Healthy from Whittle, and luckily he just messaged me that date and I went and picked them up. That's when I was breeding me blue. Yeah, that's when I was breeding me blue angels. What happened to I had them in that tank, didn't I? The fly. And then I got COVID and I got me Steve, the best Plateau cave. Didn't he go to a yeah, he went to a show this weekend, didn't he, with his foods. I need to yeah, I need to try some of his foods, that's it. Yeah, I think he's done a lot since stocking Ebo. How's that pronounced? Is that Ebo? I always say Ebo. But I went and seen, remember them L333s I had? I went and seen a guy and I was talking about Steve's foods, and the guy gave me a pot of food. I don't know whether I still got the pot somewhere. And then I tried it. Evo. I tried this food and I'm sure it was but I was feeding it to me Manica Peru, and he just exploded with growth. And then I was feeding some of this stuff to them when they got big enough, and the reds on them just exploded. But that's full of astaxanthin or whatever, however you pronounce it. But I'm pretty sure that was his food. I tried some of the Evo foods with Steve. Yeah, a lot of the, like I don't know where it is, it's up there, the Hikari stuff, I think Steve's food's in a similar price to that stuff, to be honest. There's a couple of other foods that are in a similar, I'm thinking, is it New Life Spectrum? The thing is, like I used to do there's a Dean's Fish Room I used to get, but expensive. The plastic makes me want to cry sometimes. I was thinking of going to see Paul at the Wallace Fish Shop to get some rapashi as well, because he's got some, he stocks the rapashi, doesn't he? It takes me back, I'm going around in a circle in my head. I was saying before, I want to try and start rapashi online is cheaper, I think. What's going on with that? I used to have the, well, this one of me, I don't know whether I'll catch it for you. I don't know whether this is stunted, or it's a female or what, but there's a, can you see there's a wabbin mustard there? But the other one's massive compared to, it's like double the size. I only ever see that, and then a bigger one, but there was 4 in here, but I don't know where they are now. I'd have to pull a tank apart because it, but that's, I think part of me wants to tear the tank apart to find them, but there was 4 in there. I only ever really see 2, but when me L333s were in there, I never saw them until I fished them out. There's another one down there. There's another one, another small one down there, and then, oh, there's 3 there now. I don't think I could show you. I don't know whether I can show you, but there's the one there I've just showed you, and then there's a big one on the rock just there, which is like double the size, and then there's another one just next to it there. So there's 3 in there for definite. I'm hoping the 4th one's still in there. But it's been, I've kind of kept this room quite cool, and I feel like I should have kept it a bit warm. It's on 25 now. But most of the time this room's been at 22 until I started with this tank and the rainbows. See that Dr. That's another one, that guy, when I'm saying it, I'm sure he gave me Steve's Evo food. But that, yeah, that's another thing I was saying. So a while back I was doing the, yeah, I would. Alright, I didn't know that. Sarah. Yeah, I was doing what Rob was doing, where he's got the chef's squeezy bottles, and I used to mix all the food together, and then Corey from Aquarium Co-op was talking about buying the smallest packet you can of food and then updating them regularly, because he's going on about rancid fats. Go on, Pete. Really. Do you know what? Obviously I've got me wabbin mustards, and I'd like to get them in their own tank, I think. I've been tempted to speak to the local fish shops and see if I can get, like, what size tank could you keep them in? Could you keep them in something like an 18-inch or something like that? And I really like the super reds, and I like the lemon eye. Is it the lemon blue eye, is it? And then there's, obviously I've got the peppermints. One of my friends has got peppermints as well, the L181s. £100 litres. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe toying with the idea of setting up some sort of rack with. Good evening, Craig, you legend. And I was thinking of like doing the racks and getting them pre-drilled so I could set it up so careful peppermint can also refer to it's big and tricky to feed fish. I didn't realise that. They're definitely bristle nose if that's but yeah, what I was thinking of doing is getting them pre-drilled and then I can have them so they all drain into a central sump maybe. And obviously I've got these two tanks. I want to do some breeding in that tank. I was thinking about putting a spawning mod and see if I get me Osmonai to breed, because they're starting to colour up now, the males, and they're like a really deep orange, absolutely stunning colour they are. But that tank I was thinking I could use, it's all about resealing, I need to reseal that. Just the bottom, like I noticed it gets a little damp patch on it, so that needs resealing. And I was thinking of using that as like a quarantine tank. And then I was thinking of maybe getting like a load of 100 litre tanks or something like that drilled, and then I could have like a big sump where I could run them all, and then obviously I've got a quarantine so I can keep an eye on the fish for a few months and I could move them in. But do I feel confident tapping so many tanks into a sump? If I'm honest, I don't. But I'm kind of, don't shoot me guys, but I'm kind of not enjoying sponge filters because like, look at the water on this tank, obviously there's micro bubbles, but there's no particulates hardly in the water. And then when I've got sponge filters going, I just look and I'm like, it's just like powder floating around the tank. It gets to me. Wow. There's 1, 2, 3. I never really spend that much time on it. Sorry guys. Still 3. Can't see any bristles on any of them on the nose. Yeah, I was talking to Glenn about this the other day, wasn't I? I was thinking of trying a sea chem tidal on this tank. Me and Glenn were talking about it. I've seen how I'll get on. I like the idea. Have a bait, mate, relax. I am relaxed. I've got that many things going through my head I want to talk about. I was just thinking of trying I think Glenn were talking about it and I can't remember what size it was. Because they're in gallons, aren't they? I think it's 110 gallon, and then there's the 55, is there a 75? Have a look. But I was thinking of getting sort of, if there's anything like for biological filtration, removing that and just having it. I got one and I like it. Seachem Tidal 55. What do you think of it, Rob? What size tank have you got it on? Because let's do a big. I'm really liking the idea of hang on the back. It's never been anything that's big in the UK really, the hang on the backs. I got a slimline one. I don't keep going on the old channel, but it was this tank I had it on. It's like a little slimline, hang on the back thing. I can't remember the name of the company, but it's not like just like a little inlet, and it looks similar to the uplifts. I got emergency 25 I use. Activated carbon. See, that's the thing. I like the idea of that, being able to run carbon, and if you had planted tank and your phosphates were high, you could run GFO and stuff in it, like granular ferrous oxide, 100 litre tank. Good fact. I like that. I like the idea that it's basically like a mini sump, isn't it? So you can just take it apart and just take bits out and put bits in. As I say, I had the slimline one. I like the idea of having a big compartment that you can kind of. I did have a load of biohome. I don't know whether. Obviously, it was marketed as being better than plastic filtration, which I've got a ton of K1 there. I've got. Does it? Like that really appeals to me, because obviously I've got the All Pond Solutions canister, and if I'm honest with you, I've never really been a fan of canister. It comes with matrix too. I've always wondered why is the fish much being in the tank. But they've never really been big, have they, in the country? In fact, I'll tell you probably why, because all our tanks are Euro braced. Snake oil salesman, that bloke, but I use biohome and I like it. That comes across as ironic, that Glenn. He is though, is it? Like, so nobody uses ozone on freshwater tanks, only on marine and bigger ponds. I don't know why. I'll be honest, I can't remember what ozone is. Put my fish tank. We have Euro bracing, don't we, on our tanks in the UK? The downside for me was the inlet pipe was longer than the tank, so I had to replace the core sponge to the bottom of the tank for free. Oh, like the old school oxidizer. Is it? I run. I can't remember whether I run it in the marine tank for a bit. I definitely run reactors. Ozone is toxic from memory, similar to AU8. That rings a bell. I remember. Was it around at a similar time to calcium reactors? Made by CJ, also good time. Well, there was someone telling me the other day that the new Eheim filters are built by Eheim, heaters are built by. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying the new Eheim heaters were built by CJ. I don't know how true that is, but has anyone tried the new? Oh, so it's like an oxidizing agent, is it? Oxidize. I'll be honest, I don't. But yeah, quite pricey. Yeah, but with the new Eheim heaters, the Wi-Fi ones, aren't they? And what you have to do is you have to go through, when you're on your phone, you have to like turn your Wi-Fi off on your phone, and then when you go back in to turn it on, serial number for your heaters there, and you have to, I'm sure you have to click on that and scan the QR code on the plug, and then you get like a little app comes up, and then you can set the temperature on your heater, which is a bit long-winded for me, you know, because obviously Fluval, I've got the app, haven't you, on your phone, so you just download the app and then you have to, I don't know whether you still have to, but I remember when the Fluval Plan 3.0 first came out, you just have to stand right next to the light to get it to connect. Do you remember when everyone was vodka dosing the marine tanks? I remember that. Everyone was carbon dosing the tanks with the spud water. Oh wow, an absolute ton of jelly shrimp in here. All my jelly shrimp that were in that tank are now in the Warstad tank. Spud water. I remember, I just realised that's got two meanings. I was thinking of vodka. I was on a saltwater forum years ago, and there was a guy who had I can't think what it was. It was called the Salty Box, the forum, and I can't remember. Was it Eco Putty? The guy had this 20,000 litre tank in his living room, and he was like putting so much vodka, but he was vodka dosing so much in his tank. It's never. Was it white vinegar as well? People used to use to carbon dose the tanks. And there was something else talking about carbon dosing. I thought it'd be might be a good idea to try it on. I can't think what it is off the top of my head. I can't think. But do you ever have them times in the hobby where you like look at something in marine keeping and then you see it transfers through to something on freshwater and you're like, wow, I could try that. And the other way round, because I'd read Diana Wallstadt's book, and it takes me back, actually, that's what I was going to say before. I remember reading that book, and then I got into, I'd been keeping goldfish, and then I got into marine keeping, and I thought, do you know what, I'd love to set up it just kicked me off, didn't it? And it's that time again. Rob, is everything okay, guys? Can everyone hear me? Because it's come to that magic time where YouTube seems to kick me off the live. It's saying there's 10 on. There's no chat. Yeah, 23 on. I have to keep digging out being terrorised by special pay Rob mode. Is there, can everyone still hear me and stuff? Has anything gone wrong? I just got a pinwheel, so I mean, there's chat coming through, so yeah, you're still there. Oh, brilliant. It's just, every time I get to the 2 hour mark on my streams, it kicks me, doesn't it? I don't know why. It doesn't seem to happen to anyone else ever, but it seems to happen to me on every live stream. Just as I get to the, I think it's, last time it was like 153 as well, so, and then I just flapped then thinking it's kicked me. There's 13 in chat, or 13 watching. Yeah, but them sea cam tiles, I really fancy trying them on this tank anyway. as an alternative to this sponge filter. I'm fed up of running so many sponge filters on. I don't mind, it is cold, Rob. I put the heating on this morning for an hour. Warmed up throughout the day though. I know what Rob's going to say. Rob's going to say, yeah, because Glenn's minted so he can afford to put the heating on. I use dog vodka with zeolite, rock and special bacteria, it works, but what are the trickle filters losing? I know what that's what Rob's going to say, isn't he? He'll call you a Tory. What? That's what I was going to... No comment. What's everyone's favourite filter media then? I was talking about Biohome. If I was to get a Seachem tidal what? Because the whole point in me wanting to get one is so I can play with it and change the filter media in it. Obviously I've got Biohome, I don't know whether it's... There's 3 different types, isn't there? I've got the grey stuff, Matrix in tidal. Is that the porous stuff with like... too big for tubes? Yes. Seachem's own. See, I always get confused with that and Purigen. I can't... Gotta go keep the kids to bed. Again, congratulations. Arnold, take care, mate. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for all your support. With the I've seen the comments over the last couple of days. The Biohome, so good. Make sure the tanks get the height bang on them. Yeah. Well, definitely fancy playing with one. I think I'll pester Glenn over it. As I say, I've got 5 juvenile goldfish in here. There was no I went to the shop and I was like, right, so I've got a big female, I need a male. So I said to the girl in the shop, can I think it'd be the 55 I'd go for, to be honest. I might just go all out and get the 110. But I said to the woman, the girl in the fish shop, can I have 5 goldfish? And ideally, I need males really. I want to try and sex like. And she said, "Oh, I'm not confident at that. You're gonna have to do it." So we went out in the back, got a net, and scooped them up. And I went through them all. And that one looks like a male. That one, and they're, as I say, they're only juveniles. There's no real way of sexing them, other than I looking at them. Yeah, I definitely want to, because it's a goldfish tank, so like they kick the sand everywhere. There's sand all through the sponges and stuff now. So but that female's been absolutely massive since she's been in here. But she does get fed. If I'm off work, she gets fed. I've got this stuff which Phil recommended. I don't want to give Phil's trade secrets away for his goldfish breeding. I got this one from Herons that Phil suggested. And I usually get that twice a day, and then I'm trying to find all the good stuff. I've got this stuff here. I mean, it's a bit of an old school one now. This was like, but it's got is it Bacillus subtilis in, which is the Herons is great. Their ingredients are the same as correctly. I love This used to be the go-to. That's it, Glenn. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Um, what do you think of this then, Rebecca? Would you rate this, or obviously I've got the herrings, and then these get a ton of bloodworm every evening, and I'm thinking of upping the bloodworm game and getting strips. You know, the big things where you can just snap it. Today my goldfish had canned green beans. Do you know, I'm going to try that. Yeah, so I was talking, that's what I was going to say, when we were in lockdown, obviously I'm a member of like every goldfish society in the UK except Star Fisheries, because they didn't, when I went on their website, they didn't have like an auto, what's the word where you kind of rejoin every 12 months? Did you? Rob seems to know more about that than I do. I think, I'm guessing that the guy to ask would be Steve, to be honest. I'd be interested. I might have some the old articles around. They were all online, weren't they? I feed a lot of veggies and fruits, even to my marine fish, they love variety. Yeah, do you know, it was interesting for that Adam from Lucky's Ranchu. He had me spirulina powder, I think he was recommending, but I used to do this one here. I used to do it steamed egg with Aston vaccine powder and I think there's spirulina powder in it. But I think that bugs your goldfish. I might try that, you know, but as you say, veg. I wouldn't mind trying. Oh, that one looks like it's got a bit of a wen. Its head kind of looks like it's got a bit of a wen. But definitely, I say I had the girl in it, and I selected them. I selected 5, and then when I looked, obviously the temperature's warmer in here than outside, so all the breeding stars came out, and 4 out of 5 of them were male, and I sexed them, so I was quite proud of myself there, because I didn't really have anything to go on to sex them with, because obviously they're quite juvenile. And then when the breeding stars came out, we've got some, all lots, Glenn, are entered. Is that for auction tomorrow, is it, Jeff? See you, Jeff, the gaffer. How many lots have you got, Jeff? PM UK, USA, 9 PM UK, in the description of the live. If you got anything like on the community page or anything you want to share, a bunch, not on my own yet. I'm really interested to see how it goes. Like, I think I mentioned to Jeff. I think like once people see what goes on, I think that'll give anyone who's like anxious about it or anything, give them confidence. Because like people sometimes can be what's the word? The fear of the unknown. I think so. My fish are getting straight. Everyone keeps dragging me into it. apprehensive, yeah. We'll be having more auctions if all go okay. Well, sometimes, Jeff, it's just a case of letting people see, you know, as I was saying, there's the fear of the unknown. And I feel like once people see it and the confidence grows a bit, because I've been to fish auctions and when I first turned up I was quite uh, apprehensive, but then as soon as Phil will tell you to be still in, as soon as the wabber muster came up I was like bidding on them, and I just outbid everyone on them because they were the one fish I wanted out of everything. Phil bought everything. I, did, I just bought the wabber musters, but then when the guy said how many the lots you want, I bought all of them. No, do you know what, Jeff? I think a lot of people I've spoke to are rooting. Well, everyone I've spoke to is rooting for it. I think everyone's just latched on. Little bulldogs aren't. I'd like to get. I've still got multis. That's what I was going to say before. When I ordered, was it the Frontosa? I can't think what fish it was though. I'm sure it's the Frontosa. What was the last fish you got? I got the Geos off Phil, was it? Oh. Was it? No. Can't have been the Frontosa. Or was it? I don't know. But I ordered another few multis. Rio Nane. I got them. Phil took me over to get them. I got the Geos off Phil. Phil took me over to Liverpool to get the Rio Nane. It must have been the Frontosa. I ordered more multis, but I wouldn't mind getting them in the tank on their own, you know. I wanted these when I got me Telmatochromis. Oh, crazy for seahorses. Sorry, I forgot your last message. My fish are getting strawberries, grapes, salad, zucchini, pumpkin, carrots, tomatoes from my garden, also bananas, pineapples. I'd love to try or what they like to eat. Thanks, Gil. You know, do you feed yours these shell peas? I used to feed them these shell. Oh wow. Wow. That tank was covered in duckweed and most of it's gone. Wow. I can't believe that. Like that, the whole surface of this tank was coated in duckweed and it was starting to like build up. The goldfish must have nailed it. I don't even know what plants are left. You're gonna get some sleep. Could be hell. Are you off, Glenn? The chat was flying before. Go and take care, mate. Thanks, Mickey. I can't tell everyone how much of a relief it is to get across the line, and it's kind of lifted the weight off my shoulders, like I was saying before. Are you coming home in the morning, Paul? You know. See you at 3 AM. Right, oh wow, it's been 2 hours. Oh, the worst part of the holiday is known reality. But at least you're getting to go where you're going when you get back. But that's exciting. If you know what I mean, don't want to spoil it. But I've been 2 hours 10 now. I'm thinking about, should I wrap it up? Does anyone want me to carry on for a bit? If anyone got any questions? Like, I feel like I've had half a dozen loose end conversations, and to be honest, I don't mind going for a bit if anyone fancies chatting still. Good night, good afternoon, and good morning. Okay. Reminds me of the Truman Show, though. You know, it was the Truman Show was the other way around. Yeah, has anyone got any questions? Hello, my Aussie mate. Why did I say that like a dodgy? I don't mind reconnecting with a friend I've not talked to in 6 years. Are we all done, guys? I think I haven't seen anyone pop any questions in. But I'd definitely like to see Rob live when I get back in the house of my fish room. This chair's making some dodgy noise. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, let's end it there then, guys. You know, so I want to say a massive thanks to everyone who supported me. Getting to the 1,000 mark. Cool. Like, that'll do me. Right, I'm going if Rob's going live. I love watching Rob's live. Cheers, Jeff. Like I say, big thanks to Paul for supporting me when I started, and he supported me ever since. And then there was, I'm trying to think of, obviously everyone's who supported, every person who subbed. But I'm trying to think of a time, like there was Paul who like pushed, got me going. Cheers, Mickey. And then Lucky, is that Adam Lucky or is that a different Lucky? I'll have to wait for it. Can't be Adam, can it? Adam's is Lucky's ranch. Must be a different Lucky. Yeah, so let's leave it there, guys. Thanks everyone for your support. Like, I can't think what I was going to say. So yeah, like I can't believe I made it. And I think I flew like through the last 50 with everyone's support, and it's left me like literally speechless because I never imagined I'd get this far. And now, for me, the next goal is to, you know, push everyone else who's been supporting me over that line, because there's, and I'm really looking forward to, like, I feel like the pressure's off me now and I can just focus on making good content. Like, that's the only goal I've got now, is to make the content better and better. I want to build like fish room. I've got people inviting me to do tours. There's no sound. A few people have said that to me, but I only had like, I think it was the beginning of this year. Yeah. Was it this year? I think I started the year with like 200 subs, and like, no, I think it was 2022. and then 2023, I think I finished the year on about 650. Was it? Might have been. Yeah, seems to make sense. Right guys, I'm going to end it there and I'm going to go and watch Rob. Thanks everyone for your support, I keep saying it, but head over to Rob's chat room on his live now. Take care guys, see you soon.